When I had my gazebo up in my yard, I used to sit out there all the time and enjoy the relaxing environment of it all, because I really did enjoy having that. But ever since that's gone, I don't sit outside that often because of the heat, the bugs, and stuff like that. But I do enjoy being outside. So working in my yard and getting it all nice and neat again has been so satisfying these past couple weeks. My name is Jamela. Thank you again for tuning in for another episode of Living the Lifestyle of the Thrift and Famous, and I am glad you're here. Welcome. Just a throwback in time when we first bought the house, this is how the yard was looking. So it took me a while. I knew nothing about landscaping and nothing about planting flower beds, but I knew I wanted them. And for my desire to have all of that, I knew I had to get busy with starting from somewhere to make it happen, because hiring a landscaper was definitely not in the budget. So having it go from that to this was like what you call drops in a bucket, little by little, and the bucket is full and you'll get the job done. So that's how I did it. And even when I look back at that picture, I just can't imagine my yard looks like this now. I never thought it would get so filled over the course of the years, but the beds filled in, and everything's been taking its time and growing up, and now it looks more matured back there. So cleaning out my yard, and when I planted all of this stuff, I didn't realize it was going to be so much to maintain. And again, ever since my vertical, I don't get out as often like I used to. So I had someone helping me to do this. Well, I won't even say helping me, because he kind of took control of cleaning out my beds for me. I did the little piddly stuff and nip and tuck and all that other kind of stuff. But for the most part, his name is Jake, and we laugh and say Jake from Whitmire, like Jake from State Farm. But anyway, I am so thankful that he took control of my yard for me and got this stuff done. He even found some of my garden pieces that I had that was buried under the border grass and everything. So yeah, he cleaned out the irises and all of the sedum joy that was blooming, and everything is just looking neat. So it pays to have someone to really help you out like that. So all the weeding and the getting the leaves out and deadheading and all of that, he has taken his time and meticulously was working on each section. And a part of me felt guilty for having this huge bed, but I'm glad I did do this, because I planted all of that stuff. I outlined the entire bed. I even went and picked the rocks. They were given to me for free. I just had to pick them. So all those rocks that you see lining my garden, my flower beds, are all fruits from my labor of rock picking. And it was an experience, because it was a hot summer day and I wore rain boots to go out into that big field and pick these rocks. So yeah, me and another friend of mine, we went out there and did what we needed to do to get it done, and then brought them and had to unload them, and then I had to move them into my garden beds. So yeah, it's been a labor of love. And it's nice that I can actually see them again. My amaryllis, again, is blooming. This is the 4th year that I've had this, and it's blooming. So I'm ecstatic. I have to find me some more of these to grow. They just don't last long enough. And this I'm experimenting with is a pineapple top. So hopefully that will bloom nicely by the end of the summer. And see how he cut the tree back. He cut the limbs where I can actually see this side of my house now. All of this was all overgrown and piled with leaves, and it was just a mess. And I couldn't even see my little path that I had, a little pathway of concrete blocks. I couldn't even see those anymore because it was all grown up. And now in this particular bed, those little teeny maple trees are miniature trees are blooming everywhere all over my yard, but I gotta contain those too because they're little. Between that and pecan trees are popping up all in my yard. I have to maintain those. The little purple flowers you see, those are my fake plants that I put in there just for some added color because I don't have a lot of flowers blooming. So the purple and the orange that you see and the yellow, those are all fake plants that I stuck down in there. That's a secret, but now you know it. I have no intentions of planting anything else in this area anymore. The ground cover that I planted, it was just 2 little plants, and it has it's taken over that side completely. I can't contain it. It's everywhere all over the yard growing. So lesson learned, unless you want ground cover, be careful where you plant it because it does grow over. And this plant here called the Solomon Seal, that was something that my aunt gave me a piece of, and I love how that took over that particular shaded area. And I'm so glad I got it from because she has passed, but she had a green thumb, and I was thankful that I was able to get a piece of her plant in my yard. This section here has a bunch of rocks in it, but I did cut down, had the azalea bush cut down because it was turning brown and broken leaves. But yeah, this is the ground cover that I planted, and see how it's going all, it's just pushing back. It's a lot of it, but it's been contained now, so I got to keep it looking pretty. But I'll have to kind of maintain it and make sure it just stays where it is. But like I said, it's popping up everywhere in different sections where I didn't even plant it. So I guess it's been propagating somewhere else. I don't know. But anyway, my Shasta daisy is coming back. So if you like a perennial, that is great to have. But it needs sun because I'm noticing since this maple tree is getting so big, my Shasta daisies aren't doing as well, but they like a lot of sun. And see how the Solomon Seal just, I love that plant. I'm so glad. And she gave me a little piece and it just multiplies. So if you see that at your nurseries, get the Solomon Seals. Those are perennials and they come back faithfully. I went to a nursery and with a friend of mine and bought this plant. I wasn't supposed to buy anything, but I bought this heirloom rose and it smelled so pretty. But 2 weeks later, this is what it looked like. Yeah, I'm an angry girl right now. I didn't get a chance to plant it, but I did cut it back and it looks like it's starting to bloom again. I'll keep you updated on that. Now, and moving on, we're going to talk about an update at the farmhouse. The first step was cleaning the yard and getting the tree off the house and all that other kind of good stuff and cleaning on the inside. Well, now we decided to work on the roof because you have to secure it, of course, for no more rain or anything like that. Although the previous roof was not leaking, it still needed to be fixed because there was a dip. And come to find out, there were some rafters that needed to be replaced before the new roof was put on. So that was a task that, you know, again, we had to get that squared away. We didn't see that. I didn't think it was going to be that bad. But apparently when the tree fell on the house, it shifted a lot of stuff up top there. So, needless to say, we knew this was going to be a project to take on. So, basically, I was kind of glad they got this done within a matter of a few days, which was great. And now we're going to move on to the next project. But this again reminds me of my house with the flower beds. One step at a time and it'll all get done, right? So yeah, you could just see some of the damage that was done up top and where they replaced the new rafters up there. So yeah, it's pretty interesting, but I was happy to finally see the house starting to look like a house. Meaning, you know, that instead of looking like a dinosaur took a chop off of it, took a bite off of it. And with all that work that went on in the roof, it made it another mess on the inside. So here we go again. It needs to be cleaned. But I was getting, like I said, it's just nice to see it finally being framed out and coming together. And just by adding that pecan and extending it out, because that's where the bathroom and the back porch is going to be, it made the house feel a little bit longer. I mean, it's amazing how an extra 6 feet could make a difference in the size of the space. And then we just decided to go ahead and, you know, do the flooring. Well, not the flooring, but the deck part, or raise it up. Because again, the bathroom is going to be on that doorway to the right, and the kitchen back door is on the left. So now it looks more friendlier and less scarier this way, with the add-on and the little platform for the bathroom area. I've been wanting one of those big long windows in the bathroom. I'm just thinking about that. But anyway, we're far from me designing the bathroom, but it's just coming along. But yeah, it's made a difference, right? From where we once started. So progress is being made, and we are glad. Now next up is the windows and fixing some of the broken pillars, and also the vinyl siding. And of course, we have to replace some of the broken, the badly damaged wood or missing wood pieces before we put the vinyl siding up. So anyway, things are moving on. But here are some nice inspiration photos of what I'm thinking this house should look like. I want to thank my girlfriend for hooking me up with this, because I thought it was fun to finally see what it could be. And these are some of the colors that I liked. I really like the black, but we'll see how this goes. Tell me what you think. All right. And again, remember, beauty is being home and loving it. And I hope you see the vision that I do with this farmhouse, because I am definitely getting excited over watching its progress. And not that I'm trying to frighten anyone or push anyone, but sometimes you need to be encouraged that just because it looks bad doesn't mean it has to stay bad. Keep your visions and your thoughts on what it could be versus what it is, and push forward to try to accomplish anything that you want to accomplish, especially when it comes to a home. Not everyone can start off with big grand homes or fabulous homes. It's what you can start with. All I do is say is just make sure you start. And just something to think about. But when you see a $70,000 car, that car is going to be worth $20,000. But if you see a $1,700 house, that house could be worth $100,000. And if you're liking this, go ahead and drop me a comment. Don't forget to like and share. And I will see you again with another update.